Senator Schmidt, Senator Schaefer, and I are all three honored and humbled to be here and to be invited by Reagan and by Women Betrayed to speak on this crucial issue. You know, on this floor of the Senate, we do our fair share of speechifying, but I have to say, I cannot compete with Kyla and Cynthia and Phyllis and Stephanie and Faith. How about these gals? You know, earlier Senator Schaefer asked how many of you saw the video, and of course I believe you all did. You know, and I'm reminded of that line of William Wilberforce. Who knows who William Wilberforce is? Yes. William Wilberforce was the English parliamentarian who virtually single-handedly launched that political movement that resulted in the end of the British slave trade. And at one point in the debate, Wilberforce brought some of his fellow members of Parliament to a slave ship. Some of them were ambivalent about the issue. They weren't really sure where they stood. You know, don't the slave ship owners have a right to choice? But Wilberforce at that moment said to them, "Gentlemen, you may laugh, you may scoff, you may turn away, but you can never again say that you do not know." Never again will America be able to say they don't know what goes on in this building. So again, I am honored to be chosen to serve on the Sanctity of Life Committee, the committee that is charged with investigating Planned Parenthood and seeing whether any or all of the illegal activity clearly portrayed in that video is going on in this building. The video clearly shows abortionists Mary Gatter and Deborah Nucatola, describing the harvesting of organs and the sale of organs in clear violation of federal law. Is it going on here? Deborah Nucatola and Mary Gatter clearly described altering their abortion technique. Dr. Gatter said she would use a, quote, less crunchy technique. This is a clear violation, or could very well be a violation of the laws of informed consent and laws of the state of Missouri and laws of the United States. Is it going on in here? Dr. Nucatola clearly describes in detail changing the presentation of the baby from the head first to the breech position in order to harvest intact tissue. She is clearly describing partial birth abortion. Yes. Is it going on here? Yes! And finally, in Dr. Nucatola, the first video, talks endlessly about harvesting intact tissue, intact organs, heart, lungs. And then she talks a little later about getting the baby out in such a way as to leave the calvarium, the head, intact. So if you leave the torso intact and you leave the head intact, do you know what you're doing? You are delivering a live baby, and then you are killing that baby. And at present, Kermit Gosnell sits in a penitentiary in Pennsylvania because he was convicted of murder for doing just that in Pennsylvania to 3 unborn children. Is it happening here? Yeah! So our committee is charged with investigating Planned Parenthood, seeing if and whether any laws were broken, if so, are broken by this clinic right here, if so, to what extent, to shed the light, to open the door to further investigation and prosecution, and to see whether further laws are needed to protect women from abuse, from victimization, from commodization by the abortion industry. Thank you all for being here today. And yes, we need to defund Planned Parenthood. God bless.